Hello again and welcome to another AMA by PresaleWorld. I'm Ant and today we're hosting Shiba World Cup. But before we get there, for all of the newcomers here, we are PresaleWorld, the easiest way to find the best presales from across the market from the biggest launch pads, including PinkSale, Unicrypt, Gempad, CookieSale, DXL, and of course from our very own launchpad here at PresaleWorld. We are the fastest growing launchpad, so be sure to check us out at presale.world. But let's get back into the main event with Shiba World Cup. See you there. Yeah, exactly. Right, let's get into it then. So I know you've just done a little introduction, but for everybody that's new here, rather than talking about the project straight away, who was everybody in the team? You know, how did you get into crypto and how did the idea come about?
Then, start off probably. My name is Pavel. I'm 38 years old. I was born in Moscow. When I was 8, my parents moved to Germany. And I was studying marketing. That was my major. In 2008, I started to work in the family business. Lucky enough to join my dad in the plastic processing plant. Sold it after 9 years quite successfully in 2017. And this was about the time when I got into crypto. So I started mining first. I had 250 graphic cards running on Ethereum, 50 ASIC miners. So this was kind of my entry ticket, and then of course I started to buy many different projects, and not quite a crypto veteran, but I think I have some experience to show. All my life I was always very passionate about sports in general. When I was 18, when I was legal age, I started to place bets, started to play around to see what's possible. How it can be. Of course, lost a ton of money when I was starting, but then by time, gained experience and knew, like, established people around me who were able to give me tips. Then when I was at uni, it was also quite interesting because I don't know, all of a sudden everybody was in sports bet and was betting. I think that was just about the time when a lot of online betting places were coming up, let's call it this way. So everybody was into betting, and was a lot of exchange of experience. Then of course, when I started to work, what we usually do, you talk about business, but then later on in the evening, what are you usually talking about? Sports. And if sports comes up, then what you start to talk about, of course, is also bets. And I was traveling quite a lot due to my business activities. So got in touch with people here and there in many different countries, and they on the other hand side, of course, also knew a lot of people who were doing bets, and this was kind of the time when I started to properly win, when I really started to show proper performance, and the performance was always growing. Some years ago, it was over the month something like 22-25%. Now I'm in 33 to 38% per month. So I think it's quite a positive betting history. And probably some words about the project also at this place. How did I come up with that? As I said, always passionate for sports, always passionate for betting. 20 years is quite something. And then, for the past 5.5 years, active in crypto. I thought everything is becoming cryptologic anyways. This is the future. This is where everything is moving to. So it's moving to transparency, and we all know what crypto is good for. Crypto is very good for transparency. And the betting market is sometimes a bit untransparent. So I thought that bringing these two worlds together, in the first place, of course, two huge markets. The betting market itself, only in the US, is somewhere between 60 to 80 billion, depends on the estimation that you read. The crypto market was $1 trillion market in the recent times, and it will be back again, and it will become even bigger. So I thought, well, why not combining the two worlds together, and why not bringing a product to the people who don't just want to have the casino feeling when they are betting, but who really want to win, who really want to make the best out of the funds that they invest, and who really make the best out of the money that they have available for the betting activities. Because if you are the guy who wants to go start bet and just release some seraphine in your head, okay, then probably you're more the type of casino guy, and you need this endorphin kicks, and then you should be placing your bets yourself. But if you're done with that, if you've had enough of that, and you understand that your betting performance is not as good as you wish, then we are the fund who you should join, because on the one hand side there are these professional tipsters, then there are ex-football players, and what's most important, there is a bunch of analysts sitting around who is doing mathematical analysis. So they're really calculating all the probabilities, taking many different factors into account. Then, of course, the ex-football players and the tipsters who are very well informed and who have a lot of background insights of the market, what's going on in the different teams, who's going to play, who's going to be injured, and so on, who's not feeling so good. Probably someone had a fight with his wife. So all the small details, they're very, very important, and they all need to be taken into account. And this is where I bring this all together into one package, bind it up with crypto graphics, so with the transparency, and boom, there we go.
I absolutely love that. Yeah, I used to work next door to a mathematical modeling company. We were a mathematical company ourselves, but we used to work next to a mathematical. I won't name the name of who they were, but this is what people don't understand with gambling. Like, they had a whole, I don't know how many employees they had, 30 or 40. They did mathematical modeling for these things, for bets and tips, like you said. When I saw that, this is a number of years ago, I hasten to add, when I saw that was the thing, and these sold the tips to different people, I'm sure they did private bets themselves as well. But I thought, it's not quite as easy as just going, well, Ronaldo scored last game, so he'll probably score again. Like, it's not quite as simple as that, and there's a lot more to it. Like you say, whether that be the ex-pros, obviously current pros shouldn't be betting on anything, but or the mathematicians. I think it's a great concept, and I love the idea of bringing it all into crypto, because, well, these things work basically. Like, we talk about it all the time, but these kind of external revenue model systems, I personally really, really like. It might not be to everyone's taste, but I think it's great. It's not just about the token going, 10 times by itself. There's other ways that can happen. But we'll get into more of that in a second. So
exactly, yes.
So to kind of round out the team, then, who else is in the team then, Pavel?
Probably Luis wants to drop some lines about himself, and then I will talk about a bit about the other guys who are also on board. But probably what also needs to be mentioned, I'm not showing all the faces. There is a lot of stuff going on in the background, because those people, I wouldn't really like to share the faces too much, the context too much, because this is my base. They are my assets, and I don't really like to display my assets to everybody, because then my assets might be taken very easily away from me, and this is nothing that I want.
Absolutely.
Luis,
Good. Hello.
Hey, mate.
Yeah. Okay. My name is Luis Fernandez. I come here to Shiba World Cup as advisors. I work in a blockchain development company. We build projects for other people, and in this case, we have the partnership with Shiba World Cup. We help them to build the tokenomics, to think about the product for the crypto investor, because it's not the same. Okay, I believe they have experience with bets, they have experience with the sport bets, but they want to bring this to the crypto, and it's quite neat to understand how to make it interesting for the crypto investor, So this is what we did. We work with them for the tokenomics and reviewing the dApps and all the work. Of course, they have developers and they do the work totally fine. So before I worked with another project. I work since 2016. I work with the team of Bitcoin Private. I work with the Wink Casino before with the. I don't know if the people know about Wink Casino. Is the casino top one in TerraX network. Its owner is Justin Sun, and before Before it wasn't Wing, it was Trombet, and the developer was part of our team, and he sold to Justin Sun, and after this, everyone, or most of the people in the crypto space know about Wing Casino, I believe. So yeah, we work with some projects, and as I said, we come here as advisors for this project. We think it's very interesting use case for the crypto, and probably later I think Pavel will explain about why is this token some kind of good investment for the users, because this is the thing that we believe is important, and we believe that it's good to bring to the crypto space. A good opportunity for a passive income and for a real use case, and not a fake stake with fake rewards or something like many of us know about DeFi and everything we know. This is quite easy use, for the crypto, and quite good to understand and quite good for the investors. And maybe if you want, later we talk about this, or Pavel for sure will present the project for the investor, why it's good for them. If not, I can talk a little bit also.
Absolutely. No, we'll get into that. And I think that was pretty well put, actually. Like, things being simple or easy to explain, maybe not simple, but easy to explain, is what you need in the crypto space, right? If something is too complex, people just seem to zone out immediately, and that's it. It just doesn't get invested in.
This is not for me. We need to, in all DeFi projects, we need to bring easy things for the people. If you need to make the many things, many procedures, people is tired. Not all the people is touchy. People want to click 2 times and okay, I give passive income, or I click 2 times and I get this. It's not like make. This is the when we talk about how to make people join in the DeFi space, is make it simple. It's need to make it simple for everyone. Many people still don't know how to move in Uniswap. It's quite easy for the ones that are familiar with it, but this is the work to be done in DeFi.
Absolutely, and I do think that's why when we talk about it's growing and growing every day, obviously DeFi, but it's one of those things that is a blocker, because if you go onto a centralized exchange, that's where we all started. I know you did a bit of mining to start by the sounds of things, Pavel, but it's you go on a centralized exchange and they're not all as easy as each other, but it's often just a button to click. You put in your card details and there you go. Whereas DeFi, you've got to start to think about what is a wallet, how do I transfer, and etc. And the more of those steps, the more people it filters out along that pipeline, basically, along that funnel, as they call it. So yeah, I completely agree, as simple as possible. But let's get straight into it, I suppose. Like, obviously, we've done the introductions. We spoke a bit about the betting, but people are probably wondering why we're even talking about betting. So what is the project as a whole? What does an investor get out of buying Shiba World Cup?
Well, it's very easy. It's in the first place, this project is creating a real utility for the holder, for the user. So let's jump into tokenomics probably directly. So on the one hand side, we are having the staking rewards from holding the token, and then we have the burning procedure. Yeah. So every time we win, 50% of the rewards are going to get used to buy back and burn the token. Yeah. So we will be constantly diminishing and reducing the supply. 30% will go into the bet fund, 10% will go to the holders. And what's also very important to mention here, we are not paying out the staking rewards in Shiba World Cup token, because that would just create even more Shiba World Cup token. But this is not the purpose of this project. This project is hyper deflationary because as I said, we will be burning, and the payouts there will be in BNB. So this is something pretty stable, and giving the user an opportunity to not receive back the Shiba World Cup token that nobody knows, for now at least. People will be receiving back sort of, let's say, hard funds, because BNB is a BNB.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, so, I agree as well. Like the hyper inflationary tokens. I mean, that's why Cake kind of changed their model a little bit with the APRs and whatnot, because it was getting a bit out of hand and they had to change it. So it can work. Don't get me wrong. It's not to say it doesn't work, but you have to there has to be a lot of maths done to figure it out, and usually there has to be external buys into it. But in this case, you know, you're kind of just skipping the buy and doing the BNB. So in order to take advantage of this kind of betting pool, then, if I call it that for now, someone buys their Shiba World Cup tokens, they stake them on the platform, and then they get a proportional amount of the winnings. Is that fair to say?
Exactly. This is the deal. Probably what's also important to mention, as you know, most of the staking procedures are done in a way that you have to lock away your tokens for 6 months, for 12 months. If you want to get them out earlier, you're paying a penalty. We didn't implement that one. Yeah. So with us, it's very easy. If you want to stake, you can stake. If you want to get back your funds, no problem, get back your funds. The only thing that you have to pay for is the gas fee on the Binance Smart Chain. Yeah, but this is nothing that we can affect. Yeah. Also, what's important to mention, we don't have a buy tax at all. The only thing that we implement is a 10% sales tax, and that's about it. And this sales tax is also going to get used for development and for buying back the token.
Fantastic. Okay. In terms of the betting and what gets bet on, I have read it through the white paper, but obviously it's nice to hear what people say. Is it entirely World Cup based? Can it extend further than the World Cup? What are your opinions?
You know, the name Shiba World Cup is probably limiting us a little bit for some people to the notion, well, once the World Cup will be done, what's going to happen to the token? Are the guys going to wait for the next World Cup and do nothing? No, of course it's not that. So the World Cup is just a kickoff. It was just a huge and great opportunity to start the project, because the next couple of weeks, everybody will be talking about football. Everybody will be talking about the World Cup. And yeah, I'm a huge fan of Shiba Inu myself. I've had quite a crazy ride with that token back in the days. So, and everybody's aware of Shiba. Yeah. So I thought, well, why not combining the name Shiba with the name World Cup? And we have the Shiba World Cup. But back to your question, no, of course, we are not going to stop after the World Cup. The World Cup is just the kickoff. And after the World Cup, we are going to move into the major European football leagues. But it will not only be the Premier League, so like not only the first leagues, but it will be also the secondary and leagues that come after, because football betting is done everywhere. For now, we just would like to focus on football, yeah, because we have a great knowledge, we have a great base of tipsters, a great base of ex-players. But afterwards, of course, we don't want to limit ourselves only to football. We want to go for US sports, we want to go for college sports, we want to go for the Formula One, we even want to go for cricket and for rugby. So yeah, everywhere where you can place bets and everywhere where we will be able to acquire experienced tipsters on board, there we will start to place our bets.
Absolutely, great answer. Okay, so on the back of that then, so people are thinking, okay, well, this sounds fantastic in terms of betting, but you know, I know you touched on it at the beginning in terms of, well, a lot of people do the betting as in who they fancy at the minute, as in Haaland has scored some goals, so therefore he's going to score more goals. So you mentioned tipsters, and I've seen that sportsadvisors.com are one of the people that you're going to use as well. Do you have a pool of these people? Obviously, you've got a lot of experience in it, Pavel, but I know you mentioned some numbers at the beginning, but what should people expect to see? Because associations with betting sometimes can be, well, yeah, I could win big, but obviously I could lose a lot as well. So I assume there's going to be some strategy to the way that the funds are put down.
Sure, there will be a strategy. And as I said, the performance so far at the moment, or for the past, I don't know, 6 months or 8 months, has been 33 to 38%. So it's, yeah, moving back and forth, but it's always in this range. Sports advisors are, yeah, one of the people that we can mention, so therefore we have mentioned them. But there are also a lot more tipsters, yeah, people who were placing bets for Bet365, Bet1X, Bet and Win back in the days, and people who have much more experience than I do. Yeah, me with my 20 years, and probably for the past 10 or 12 years being successful. No, those guys are in the business for the past 30, 40 years, and they're proper betting veterans. So they really know what they're doing and how they are doing. So it will be only me always placing the bets, but beforehand I will be constantly consulting with them. We have a pretty nice round of discussion, and together we decide where to place our bets on. And of course, together with the mathematical analysis, this is how we are going to make our decisions. And please, also guys, what's important to mention, yeah, we are not going to win always. Yeah, there will be definitely cases of losing, but the overall performance over the months or over the period is positive, and this is the most important thing at this point.
Yeah, exactly that. So in terms of obviously people will be able to track how much they're receiving from their staking pools, but how do users track what is going on with for example, I don't know, the round of 16? How can they tell how Shiba World Cup has performed? Is there a way to track that in the DApp? Or?
Sure. So here we're going a bit to the roadmap then already. So on the 10th of November, we are going to present our DApp. Our DApp will be giving the people the opportunity to first of all stake, and then of course the DApp is also going to have a burn bot. So in our Telegram group, everybody will be always constantly informed. Okay, so in the first place, what are we going to bet on? How much is get burned? Yeah, so in the distributions, of course. Yeah, so the process will be automated. Yeah, so there will be a bot who will be attached to the blockchain, and you will be getting out all the information.
Yeah, probably we can talk about this DApp because, of course, the goal is to make everything decentralized. Everything that is working with the smart contracts. But for this, you need, of course, sites for betting also decentralized. If you want to connect a contract to make to place the bets, as the tipsters say, and everything happen in the blockchain, you of course need the decentralized sport bets sites. And this is something that there is already not really possible, because there are some we have been searching, but you need a quite big sport bet site. It's not possible to bet in small, because the odds are not possible for the tipsters, and the mathematics don't find a good quote for place bets in these small bet sites. There are some decentralized sport bet sites. I know everyone should know about the strike.com or the biggest one. So there will be a DApp. The DApp will be showing all the funds every time. Community will be able to check how many USDTs are in the fund, or BNBs, or whatever they use to place the bets. They will see how the amount for a bet go to the site, of course, because you need to deposit the funds to place the bet, and they will see how it come back. But of course, this is together with the, let's say, socials, Telegram room, Twitter, and as you see in the white paper, there will be a news before they place a bet. They will say, okay, we are betting on this with this quote, this amount. So with this information and the blockchain, you will be able to mix and to know if everything is going as the team is telling us, because at the end, there will be transparency, because they will have the DApp, of course, for the smart contract for staking. For, as Pavel said, they will be sharing the 10% of the profits for the holders, and 50% goes to buy back and bar the token. This is the important thing about the tokenomics, yeah. But also this DApp will be able for the people to check everything that the team is telling is doing. It's really happening, If they tell that we place, I don't know, $1,000 for this game, and this is the quote, and we win or we lose, they will see how the money go from the contract with the funds, to the site, of course, to deposit in one site or whatever site they use, and then it will come back, and this is going to happen weekly, So, of course, the goal should be find decentralized sport bets sites, and we talk about with the team from Pavel about the mathematics. Everyone, they need, and also they are not only bet. They don't place the bets only in the in the Premier Leagues. They need secondary leagues, because they find, this is about mathematics. Everything. The best quote is not always in the, let's say in Spain, Madrid, Barca. It's probably in the second or third leagues, because let's think a little bit, The sites who offer the bets, they also have mathematics, and they make analysis, and they receive a lot of information, yeah. So the quotes are really, really well studied. But the less important is the game, let's say, the less information they have, and the best opportunity for the team from Pavel. This is why we need to go to the big ones, to find all the games they need for betting. Yeah. So yeah, about this, they will have the DApp, and everything will be clear as far as they make the announcement of the bets, and they have a public smart contract with the funds who will share the profits with the staking for the team, for the buyback and burn. This all will happen automatically in the blockchain, but they will need to deposit in centralized bet sites for place the bets.
Yeah, I like that. I like that explanation about the lower league teams as well. Like you say, like there's less information out there, so there's more opportunity in some cases. Because if you're able to gather more information than
it's all about information. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. If it's, I mean, it's strange to think of the kind of betting, the brokers as the competition, but they kind of are in this case, right? Because you've got your tipsters, and if you do more work than they do, then you've got a higher chance. So it's all about probability.
Of course, everyone knows there are watchers. There is people watching all the day the games and giving information. You know how it works. Yeah, well, Pavel knows how it works. So you are betting against the house. The house is the site. It's like when traders make trading in Bitfinex or or Binance. You can have the better strategy, but at the end you are trading against another good team behind the broker. Of course, if not, the brokers will always go bankrupt.
Yeah, exactly. So, okay, cool. Yeah, I like that. So the DApp itself, then you said 10th of November, and on the 10th of November, is that expected that staking goes live and all of these other features go live too?
Yeah, this is important because Pavel also said this staking is not like you stake a Shiba World token to receive an amount of Shiba World token coming from nowhere. This is what we really say the fake rewards. This staking is just for get back the 10% of the profits from the business. There is a business behind this project, and the businesses place bets. When they have wins, you as a holder will have the passive income in BNBs or BUSDs directly to your wallet. And this is quite a true stake, let's say, real reward or true stake, And yeah, this will be, of course, the 10th of November is the date. We all hope that it's the 10th, and maybe it's 11 because sometimes there is delay. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a software guy.
Everyone knows there is testnet, and testnet maybe 1 week, and maybe this is, in blockchain in development is not really cool. Talk about days, you talk about weeks or quarters, but yeah, the 10th of November and the last day is of course the 19th of November, because then the 20 everything must go on. But yeah, for sure 10 or 11 will be the DApp for sure.
Yeah, so I'm a software guy, so I feel that, Luis, but I'm massively I know how dates work, and I also know how Pavel feels, because he's like the person, the CEO says like 10th is the number in his head. No, I've had these conversations a million times, and to be honest, people should want the quality to be there. So, if it means being on the 11th, but there are, no noticeable bugs, then that's exactly the way that you should do it. So I absolutely agree with that standpoint. There's no point pushing out something if it's not quite ready. You may as well do it before it's ready. And like you say, you do have a hard deadline in the sense before the World Cup, but at least you've got that buffer period.
That's for sure.
Yeah, of course. It's cool to have the 10, but this is for the community, because normally people don't understand. Sometimes things happen, This is not this is code. You have one issue and you need to review a lot of lines. It's not like this. But yeah, the date is the 10th, and probably will be the 10th. Yeah, Pavel is looking serious now. Don't worry. Yeah. For sure.
Just keep an eye on him. No, I'm joking. So obviously, like, we've been through the name already, but it is good to touch on the Shiba bit, and you like Shiba. Now, I assume the naming of Shiba, and I'm going to put it out there, is because I always call them dog tokens because I find it funny. They just sell better, basically. People love them. Why that is, I don't quite know, I'll be honest, but they do. So I assume having that association with something like Shiba just gives you that initial boost. Is that the thought process behind it?
Exactly. This is a part of the thought process. And the other thing is, as I said earlier, I've had quite a crazy ride with the Shiba token. So I thought, well, everybody using crypto, everybody knows Shiba, yeah, and Shiba sounds directly very, very familiar to you. So as you absolutely correctly said, it gives you an initial boost directly, yeah. So why not taking advantage of that? I mean, let's be honest, yeah.
Exactly. Why not? Why wouldn't you take advantage of it? I completely agree, to be honest. There's been projects before that have been very good from what I've seen, but actually they would have benefited by just putting Doge or Shiba on there. I know that sounds ridiculous to investors, but honestly, it does make a difference. Why it makes a difference, I'm still unsure of, but if it makes a difference, take advantage of it, absolutely. Right, let's get into it. So from the actual pre-sale itself, so it starts in about 2 days' time, and you say 50% of it goes to the fund. So I assume what you're saying by that is 50% of what is raised will immediately go into this betting pool then?
Not quite. So it's like that. The pre-sale is starting on the 27th. It's going to take place on Pink Sale. The starting time is 7 p.m. UTC, and it's going to last for the next 60 hours. It's a fair launch, so we have a soft cap of 50 BNBs. We have no hard cap. And what's going to happen to the funds? 50% of the funds are going to go into liquidity. 30% of the funds are going to go into the bet fund, and 20% of the funds are going to go to buy back the token once it comes to PancakeSwap. And right after the pre-sale ends on Pink Sale, we are moving on to PancakeSwap. And on PancakeSwap, we are going to buy back ourselves and burn with those 20% of assets that we are going to collect. So we are going to push the token ourselves already from the beginning, So this is the idea behind it. Then the next, Luis, probably you want to add.
No, yeah, that's it. The thing is that they make a fair launch, and many people, or some people at least in the market, know that when you make a fair launch, there is not hard cap. So people probably think, okay, if there is no hard cap, the buying pressure will maybe probably not be enough to have a pump when they're listing, And this is why they build this kind of sale about looking 50%, but then they will be adding 20% more in liquidity. So it means that when the token have its listing, they will be rebuying the token since the 20% of the pre-sale. That is the same like you are adding 20% in the liquidity. So it's, let's say, Shiba World Cup will have 70% in liquidity because they will rebuy the token in the listing, so they will increase the buy pressure, Of course, with marketing, and the plan of marketing is huge, it's quite big. They also have the billboards in New York, a lot of YouTubers, a lot of calls on Twitter, on Telegram groups, everything, But it's also important. They give also a push, with this buyback in the listing, So the best marketing also is a good pump, People see the token rise, go up. People comes to see what happened here, And the goal is to make a big community around football and around crypto and betting, and this is quite another kind of marketing strategy, I believe, and it's not really bad. So no, 20% will be revived, and
I think that's a fantastic idea. Sorry? I'm not going to lie. I think it's, we speak about it quite often about the issue with fair launches and pre-sales. So a pre-sale tends, I said this yesterday, so I do apologize if I'm repeating myself to people that listen, but problem with a pre-sale is you're setting that hard cap, which as a project owner, you don't know where you should set it because you're not sure. Everybody wants to set it at 3,000 BNB, right? But you just don't know what the uptake will be until you actually get started, basically. And the issue of pre-sales gone by is that they fill it the first second. So if you're somebody that has a bit of tech knowledge, you just create a sniper bot and there you go, you're in before everybody else and the bots win, basically. So it leaves it's hard for investors, it's hard for project owners too. Now, fair launchers kind of have the opposite problem. So you set that low soft cap, that fills pretty quickly. What ends up happening is no one tends to invest at the first period, or you might get like, I don't know, 100, maybe 200 BNB if you're really lucky. And then it all fills in those last 3 hours because people are scared about it ballooning to the point where you don't have that buy pressure. So I do agree that actually holding some back to give it that initial pump over those first 24 hours so people aren't worried particularly about it just going maybe to a 1.5x and then back down. I think
it's like a 20% discount when you buy, let's say, also like this, because people know that the 20% of, if you increase liquidity 20%, it's like the price normal will go up, And the another good thing about this, because it's already, everything is, we think in everything, let's say, and after this, this token both in the listing. Where does these tokens go? They go to listing in centralized exchange. They have agreement. They will have also AMA with P2B, and Emirex. So let's say everything is well planned. First the pre-sale, then rebuy 20%, make the token go up. After this, keep the marketing, and the 5th of November, first listing in centralized exchange, P2P, and the 10th of November, the second listing. Yeah, it's already agreed and already made everything, So it's quite a good launch, It's not something like, it's quite planned,
Yeah, absolutely.
I think what's also very important to mention here is that, in order to launch a project successfully, you need to have proper marketing funds, because everything is driven by marketing in the end. If you want to achieve sales, if you want to get a move, you need to have proper marketing funds. Without having those, it's pointless starting a project, because then it will come and it will disappear very, very quickly. And I'm funding this thing myself. I'm bringing my own funds into this. I have quite a successful offline business where I'm selling medical devices. As you know, medical devices are quite a profitable one. So I have the opportunity to get funds out of there and to bring them into this marketing pot. Let's call it this way here. Right now it's medium-sized 6-digit marketing fund, which is okay for the beginning, and I don't mind to add more funds into that. So I made sure from my side that this project will stay alive, and not stay alive just being on some sexes or being around somewhere, but that people will constantly continue to talk about it. We will continue with EMAs. We have quite a strong marketing plan for the days of the pre-sale, and for the launch on PancakeSwap, we have our billboards at the Times Square. So it will be all over the Times Square. You will see Shiba World Cup token, and this is something quite impressive, and this is something that shows, of course, the community, the strengths on the one hand side, and then of course we hope to attract some people who will be simply walking around New York, the Times Square, and look up and the Shiba World Cup, what is that? Shiba crazy World Cup coming up, So we hope to generate some attention from that side as well.
Absolutely, yeah. I completely agree with everything you said about marketing as well. Like, a project lives or dies by its marketing, whether paid or organic. It has to continue is the key thing. It's not about necessarily a short burst of it. It's the continuous, like you say, having that fund to be able to keep pushing that machine, that marketing machine, is exactly what it's about. So to roll off of that, obviously we've mentioned the billboards, we've mentioned those exchange listings as well, but what is your initial plan in this kind of pre-sale and just slightly post-launch? Because obviously you have to pivot with these things. What do you have lined up?
Well, we have a lot of AMAs going on every day. Last week it was 1 per day. This week it's 2 per day. Starting from tomorrow, I think it will be even 3 per day. So there is a lot of information that we share through these channels. Then of course we have our Telegram groups in all the different languages. We have Twitter, we have YouTubers, we have our press releases. So there is a lot of us made around this project everywhere on all the possible channels.
Nice. Yeah, of course, also in all the crypto sites, you will have the banners of Shiba World token, BCC Scan, Etherscan, CoinHunters, CoinGecko, when the token is listed, is already booked, KuCoin, there is a list of almost 30 sites where you will find the banner of Shiba World Cup during the presale and after the presale for the listing. It's a call to buy after the presale also will happen. And yeah, sites, YouTubers also you will. Yeah, I don't know, but maybe 30, 40 YouTubers will be talking about the Shiba World Cup during this weekend. Yeah, Twitter,
of course, we are
influencers, Telegram calls, everything.
constantly improving our website. So the version that you see now is also, we had to start with something, but we are constantly developing that. There will be a lot of information shared through that channel as well. And promotion. And then, of course, it will become organic at a point in time, because, people will come and ask, and we will always be ready to answer.
Yes, I'm sure that's music to a lot of people's ears, quite honestly. That's the sort of thing that people want to hear, that there's actually a plan with this. So it sounds amazing, guys. It really does sound amazing. I've only got a couple more questions, really, and then I'll open it up to the actual group. So onto the pre-sale itself, like you say, it starts on the 27th at 7 p.m. UTC, and it goes 60 hours, I believe you said. Yeah. So if we actually look at the token metrics, it's always a good thing to do. There's a tiny bit unlocked. I assume that's Pink Sale is the unlocked tokens, but it might be because they tend to take a little portion. There's no security issues on the contract that I can see. If we go on PresaleWorld and type them in, there's a lovely green banner, which is a lovely thing to see. And there are some tokens that are locked away, but nothing opens for at least 2 weeks after the launch, basically. So
yeah.
So the liquidity. So sorry for interrupting. The liquidity will be locked for 5 years, and the team tokens are locked away for 1 year. So this is also something that's providing.
Yeah, there is something also that you need to know, that is in the front of. Let's say we have been talking also with Pixel about this, because if you see this tokenomics in the presale, you can see 1.08 or 1.18% unlocked tokens. Yeah, this is the tokens from the fee from Pixel, because if you check the contract, you will see 100% of the tokens are locked, and this is something that really we have been talking with the Pixel team, but they say, okay, it's like this, don't worry. But it's not true, because all the tokens are locked, all are in the contracts or are locked, and the first 1% of the tokens will be the 15 November, and this is the only tokens they will be for the team locked for this year, 1% of the total. And today and for the launch, 100% of the tokens are locked, yeah.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, it is worth noting that it's something that should probably change on their on their donut, basically. But it is generally the case. If you see a small amount, obviously ask the team. This is just talking to the investor. Sorry, just ask the team what those unlocked tokens are. But in most cases, if it is like 1% or 0.1%, then it is Pixel, because it's 2%, I believe, 2% in BNB and 2% of the fees that you're putting into this pre-sale as well.
Yeah. But if you know this, is not normal, because normal also the fee for Pixel should be appearing as locked tokens, because until now there is in the contract. It's not. You know what I mean? There is a pre-sale contract. If you put this 1% unlock, you will need to put all the tokens of the pre-sale unlocked, because all of the tokens are in the contract for the pre-sale. But okay, this is something that. But the truth is that the team have no tokens, everything is locked and everything is in the contract.
Absolutely. I won't go off on Pink Sale, because obviously that is one of our competitors, so don't worry about that. I could if you want me to. I'm going to leave it there, guys, in terms of the questions I've asked. You've been amazing, genuinely amazing. I really like the idea. I think it's great, but there are quite a few questions coming in from the community, so let's give everybody the opportunity to ask what they want, basically. I'm going to go for a speaking question first, actually. So the commander. Hello, mate.
I think you have to unmute him.
He's unmuted. You're a bit quiet, dude.
Yeah, how you guys doing today? I'm audible.
You're audible. I can hear you. You are a bit quiet, though.
Okay. Am I audible now? Yeah, I'm trying to adjust my speaker.
Yeah, go for it. Can you hear him, Pavel?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So, guys, thanks for the great opportunity. Yeah, I've been listening to the for the AMA for quite a long time now, and but I was a little bit late in the AMA. Yeah, but you guys really did a great stuff in presenting this project. Yeah, the Shiba World Cup is really nice. It's a nice project. Yeah. So, let me go straight to my question because I don't really know if you guys have really touched on this. Yeah. So I want to know if you are going to be earning your tokens from the week bets. Yeah. I want to know if is it going to be shared with token holders through let me say a kind of stake smart contract, and is it going to be reinvested into the funds as well as used to buy back and burn uh, Shiba World Cup tokens?
Luis, I give you that one. We had it.
Yeah,
we covered it already, but we do it one more time for you.
Yeah, I understand the question is about the smart contract that is already said that the team is building the smart contract and everything will happen automatically. You know what is when we talk about decentralized things, yeah, it's we talk about the automatically everything happens without the third part intervention. You know, it's about privacy and it's about the transparency. You know, so yes, the Shiba World Cup will have the DApp and they will have the smart contract that will receive the funds for betting. They will send the funds to bet to the sites through the smart contract, and then they will give back the profits if they come to another smart contract to share between the bet fund smart contract, the stake for the holders in stake, the team, and the buyback. Everything will be automatically. You know, this is the question, and this is the answer is yes.
Yeah, I understand the fact that I really love the fact that you did clarify the question. Yeah, very well. That was really nice. Yeah. So I also want to know, can we be able to predict the events that we can be able to bet on? And also, I want to know if we can be able to like bet as many matches as we want.
No, but
No,
this
no.
is not a yeah.
This is not the reason of the project. This is not the point. The point here is that you are investing into a bet fund where professionals are betting for you. So it's not you who's going to be placing the bets with the token that you have. Your tokens will generate passive income for you. The bets will be done by professionals. I will be doing the bets. I will be consulting people in the background. We will make decisions together, and then we are going to place the bets for you. Because if it would be the way that, like you say, it would be a casino. You know, it would be here you have the chance to take the perfect opportunity from professionals who are placing the bets for you.
Yeah, this is the answer for this is like you are not using your assets to bet. You don't have the risk of the bet. You just have the profit if there comes the profit in two ways. One, because you directly receive the 10% of the profits with the funds from the treasury, from the treasury of the project, and you will probably see how the price of your assets go up, because if they make the job like it's normal, they think they do good, they will be rebuying and burning tokens, and this is the thing that will make the token go up in price. So no one use any funds or assets for place the bets. You just you can buy the Shiba World token and just watch what happened, and you will see if the price go up when they win, and you will also get profits for your staking. But you are not betting, or you are not using your assets to bet, or you don't have the risk of the betting on your assets.
Okay, since you said we can be able to use your token, your token we are using for betting. Yeah. So does it has a minimum amount or maximum amount you can use, or we can use as much as we want?
For
As
the
much
bet?
Yes,
For
because you said we can
yeah,
use
of course, when the team plays the bets, they have a stack and they have a risk management. So they are not betting all the funds in one game, not betting all the funds also in 1 week. There is a strategy behind the bets, and of course they are not betting all in in any bet. This is not possible. This is not. Yeah, and as I said, when the investors buy the token, the Shiba World token, they just have to buy and put it in stake if they want to get the profit in BNBs, or just wait to the price go up to sell or hold. Yeah, but you are not. Of course, they will, for sure. I know they will be making community, let's say, community events to allow the people make a pool about which game, who will win this game, something for fun, but it's for fun. The business is in the hands of the pros, yeah, and of course the community will be a little bit involved with, let's say, for fun, pools about bets and everything, and for sure they will make events, But normally the goal and the business behind this is the pros make the bets, and the investors get the profits. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Exactly that. I have just muted to kind of move along the questions to get some more people. There is one from Stefan here who says, I appreciate that with the win of a bet, we'll have a buyback as part of the win. Just let me finish. That will pump the token price. And yeah, that's great. But what real utility do we have for the token itself? Feel free to take over after this, guys. But it's not quite a buyback how that works. It's staking. So you're staking your Shiba World Cup tokens, which there will be a staking pool, and for a profit sharing, essentially. So the profits, I can't remember the numbers. Sorry, guys, you'll tell me the numbers in a second. 10%, but you will receive 10%. A percentage of those profits. So the utility itself, utility is a funny term. You're not using them to buy tickets. You're not using them to buy bets, if you like. You are putting them into the hands of the professionals, like Luis just said. You are staking your tokens. You can receive the rewards. However, I think it's important to say what Luis said as well. Tokens can do well off their own back as well. You don't actually have to stake them if you don't want to, if you are looking to just trade. I don't know if I got that right or wrong, guys.
I think you just playing better than us. You can make the next AMA. Yeah, good. Good.
So one from Matt at Books is there going to be a specific quantity of bets per week or month, or every time there is a game will you bet on? So I suppose the question is going to be expanded to, is it just game per game, or do you bet on things like who is going to win the World Cup, for example?
We will be betting on all different things. So for instance, how many corners will there be in a game? How many yellow cards? Who's going to win the game? Of course, that's most obvious one probably. During the World Cup, we will be betting on all the games that will appear. And later on, once we move on to the leagues, of course, we will be picking certain games where we'll place our bets.
Perfect. Another question from the same guy is, how did you manage to get the best handicappers to work with you?
Well, it's a lot about experience and about time being around. You cannot find these people online. You cannot type in best tippers and the list appears. So it's a matter of personal networking and knowing people in the first place, because it's a lot of trust. It's a lot of history that's involved into this. It's, as I said, you cannot Google those guys. Yeah, they are very, very professional. They are very, very silent. They are very, very hidden because they know that they're hidden gems, and you just need time to come along with those people, and then
it makes sense. Right, let's open one up for a question.
Yeah, this is maybe also need to say, because now we are talking about the sport bets and everything is looking like, wow, this is an easy way to get money, and it's not like this. You can't go to a Telegram group of tipsters or some websites to do this, because probably you will lose money, because this kind of tipsters that they get money with the volume, as many people place bets, they get or they just have this is not the thing, So please don't go to, it's like something like, you need to say, don't go to search for Telegram tipsters or this kind of things, because probably you will get burned,
Yeah, fair play. Right, let's open it up. We're going to do 3 more questions, I think. So we'll go for Monster. Hey, Monster.
Hello guys, how you guys doing?
Very good, mate.
Good, thanks.
Thanks for the good opportunity, and I really recommend you guys a great project. So my question is really based on your project. So my question is without sufficient funds, each project cannot carry out its construction properly. For me, the main priority is to have sufficient funds to run a project. So is your team financially able to carry out this project? How does this project generate revenue for the project and users? You got the question?
I understand that the question is quite interesting. If it's what I think is that how the project will be funded, yeah, which is the revenue for the project, yeah. Is this the question?
Yeah. That's my question.
Yeah. So it's easy, yeah. It's Pavel, of course, yeah. It's like this is the whole thing, yeah. They are building a huge community between crypto and sport bets, or let's say football and World Cup and crypto, to make a huge bet fund. You know that this is something like maybe it's need to explain by the Pavel, by the CEO. You know, this is not like they want to move this for, let's say, payouts. You know, it's not like a $500,000 bet fund. Yeah, they are here to grow the one of the biggest, or the biggest bet fund in crypto, because not many now. There are some in crypto also, but not many. Let's say that if they want to manage a fund of maybe $1, $2, $3, $4, $10 million, and they have the 10% of all the profits that the betting makes, this is the revenue for the team, yeah, for the project team. So they have a 10% of this revenue, of these profits, and this is quite a good revenue if you are managing the volume, the bet fund they want to move. Yeah.
Great question.
Is this?
Yeah. Great question and great answer. Right. I've got a couple more. So, are winnings paid at the same time of finishing the bet, or per week, or per month?
It depends on. We are definitely going to bet on the weekends. So on all the leagues, as you know, the games are taking place on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, and the payouts will going to be then on the Mondays. If we are going to bet on the Champions League or on the Euro League, the payouts were going to be the day after. So it will be very, very transparent for everybody. As we already said, the bets are going to get.
Yeah, sorry, no, but if you understand what. Okay, sorry. The thing is that if you think about the smart contract and how we are talking, this is going to happen, yeah, this is automatically. So it's not like weekly or monthly or yearly or whatever. It's just funds go out, they place the bet, yeah, and then the funds come back. And automatically when these funds come back, the contract share between staking, between team, between the buyback, they use for buyback and burn token. So let's say this is not daily, but it's not like weekly or monthly. Yeah, it's like every time they place a bet and they win, of course, this will happen. Yeah, and of course the team. This is something like Pavel was explaining now. Please, Pavel, you explain better. The thing is that in the way we are explaining this is automatically. Yeah. So after this, of course, Pavel can explain which is the how they will place bets.
So as we said, yeah, we are sending the funds to the places where we will be betting, and it's also an automatic process. Yeah, and once the funds are returning back to us, they are distributed through the smart contracts for everybody. Yeah, so 50% again will go for the buybacks, 30% of the funds will go to grow the fund, 10% are going to the staking holders, and this is how it's going to win.
Yeah, but the question now is how often you will be placing bets. It's weekly or daily or how often?
No. Well, I mean, we know that football games are usually taking place on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Yeah, and we will pick certain games, and we will not bet on the entire league on all the games that are going to take place. And this is impossible. And this is nothing that we want to do, because we are going to pick certain games. We are going to get more information about these certain events, and then we're going to analyze them. So it's a lot about analytics, you know. It's
let's say it will happen. Of course, weekly they have
weekly. Yes, of course.
One or more than one. Yeah.
Several bets per week. but they will be very well selected, very well picked, very well analyzed before. So we will be focusing, we will be preparing for those parties, and then we will put all the small things together and make our decision and place our bets.
Fantastic. Great. Well, I know I said 3, but I'll probably end it out. I suppose the last question I will ask is, who's going to win the World Cup?
I think that's a bit early to say that.
No. Who will win? Yeah, I know it. I know it. I don't know.
Come on, don't say it. We all know what you will say.
No. You were gonna say England, obviously. I knew you were gonna say England. I knew it all along.
Of course. Who else? Luis would say Spain, of course. No, but guys, this is something that we will really see evolving, because right now it's definitely way too early to say that. You really have to see the small performances again. Who is gonna get injured? Who's gonna feel well during the World Cup? Who's going to bang the goals? So this information is about to get collected by us, and then we will make our final decision. Probably we should hold another AMA on the 19th, on the 16th of December, and then we will be able to tell you who's going to be the winner.
Well,
our tip at least.
Let's do that then. I'd love the tip. So yeah, it'd be great to speak to you guys again. Anyway, you've been absolutely amazing. Thank you for joining us today, guys. It's been amazing. Like I said, I know you've got plenty more AMAs to do, but anybody that is interested in Shiba World Cup, go join their Telegram group. Ask the questions that you need to ask. And like I say, the fair launch goes live in about 2 days, 5 hours, or 2 days, 6 hours, in fact. So we wish you all the best. We'll be keeping an eye on it. Anything to add from you, John?
No, I love the AMA. You guys really come across well as well, and you can tell that you've done a massive amount of research, and your experience in the space. I think it's a great concept in terms of people are putting their confidence, but people putting their money into the professionals. They're not going to be losing a lot of money by doing silly bets that you can get so carried away with in the world of sport. You can start chasing losses, but the way you guys are doing it is going to be professional and spread across the games that only you see and you have analysed. And I think it's great, guys. Honestly, I think it's a fantastic project, and I really do wish you all the best. And I always say this, I would love to have you back, though. I would love to have you back for another AMA, just to catch up, see how you're going, keep both communities involved. I think you've got something brilliant. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much, and it was a pleasure.